For the first time, we've been able to look at thousands of proteins in the blood. These are small molecules that drive pretty much every process in your body. And we found that hundreds of proteins are linked to your risk of getting cancer. So what's really interesting about this is that we get kind of two sets of results. The first really exciting set of results are that we've got proteins that are linked to your risk of being diagnosed with cancer quite soon after we take the blood. These are interesting because they might be helpful for diagnosing cancer earlier. So the second set of really interesting results we think are giving us clues as to what's happening at the very earliest stages of cancer development. And if we can get clues about the earliest stages of cancer development, we might be able to prevent cancer. It might give us windows into how we can prevent it by changing your biology. So some of the most exciting signals we're getting, for example, are clues that maybe your immune system in some people is particularly good at recognizing early changes in your cells that might lead to cancer, and it's particularly good at dealing with it. And we're seeing these signals in large populations of people for the first time, partly because of the new technology that allows us to measure thousands of proteins, but partly because we've got these really large, very long-term studies where thousands of volunteers gave us blood samples, like hundreds of thousands, and then we were able to follow them up over time to see what happened to people, including whether they got cancer. So if you've got blood samples from thousands of people and you know that maybe 15 years later, some of them have got cancer, you can look back in time and say, well, what were the differences for those people between people who did and didn't go on to get cancer? And it's those clues about the biology at the earliest stages when cancer might be reversible, where we might be able to intervene to prevent it, that are really exciting.